the consistency that you have to have and the fortitude that you have to have in this game, you have to be in it for the long haul. A lot of times people want instant gratification, and it just doesn't work that way.
It's Moett, right here just on YouTube, bringing some type of entertainment right here just for you. Everybody, what's up? What's shaking? What's shaking? What's shaking? We are over here on Instagram. So we had to come over here on Instagram because technology is so amazing, right? So but it's just a sign, like either you gonna work through it or you gonna fold. And at the end of the day, we decide to work through it. So we are getting it together in regards to that. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Moett, which stands for Motivation Over Everything That Trends. And I am your motivational queen. You can follow me everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, anything. That's I-A-M-M-O-E-T-T. That's I-A-M-M-O-E-T-T. All right. So tonight I am going to be speaking with actor, model, all of that good stuff, Tyrone Betters. And we are working this thing out. We're working this thing out and getting it together to bring him on.
We are here.
All right.
We are live.
Right. All right. Cool beans. We're good. We're good to go. So, okay. Now we got to go back over the whole spiel. Tell us who you are, where you're from, your name, what you do, all of that good stuff, where we can follow you, all of that.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Tyrone Betters. I'm an actor and model out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, born and bred from here. That's what I do, act, model, put on events from time to time, but the main bread and butter is acting. You can follow me at Tyrone Betters here on IG, so just hit the follow button. And I got tons of things coming up. I have tons of movies that are on the way, and we actually are preparing up for a premiere for one of them out here in Dallas. It's going to be September 23rd. And yeah, keep following the journey.
Guess what? Whenever you're a content creator and you're an entrepreneur and you're a person that is pursuing your career, you're pursuing your goals and you're pursuing the things that you want to do, then you have to overcome some hurdles. You have to overcome some things that transpire and different things like that. Like for me, I initially I restarted my computer and I was still had problems. So we're working through everything, but the thing is it's about overcoming. It's about overcoming, still persistent, still going after it regardless. Even whenever everything seems crazy and it seems all different type of ways, you still got to go after the things that you want, regardless of how things may look, how things may seem, how things may work, how things may not work. Like sometimes you can plan everything exactly the way that you want it to be, exactly how you want it to transpire and different things like that. And sometimes it doesn't always work that way. So it's totally okay to face adversities. Coach Stormy says adversity advances the assignment. And I am 100% a believer of that. Adversity advances the assignment. Like you can't expect to get anywhere if you're not going through some things, if you're not overcoming some things, because what they say, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So if people are hating on you, if things are seeming like, oh man, they might not work out, different things like that, or it seems like everything that can be thrown at you is being thrown at you, then that's a sign that you're on the right path. As long as you know that you're following your calling and you're listening to your intuition and you're going along your journey, then that's how you know that you're on the right path, that you're doing the right things, that you're making everything happen the way that you need to make it happen. So you were saying that you were recently in Atlanta. So yes. How did that journey go?
The journey was amazing. So me, my cameraman, and one of our partners went out there, linked up with some more podcasts, did a couple of interviews, then went to a couple of networking events and stuff, and just connecting the dots. A lot of, even in the grind of it, is you got to put yourself out there. A lot of people don't realize, like, putting yourself out there is the number one thing you have to do at all times. nobody knows you. You know what I mean? You have to have the mindset that nobody knows you. So it's your job to introduce yourself to people. That could lead to anything, right? Everybody thinks that relationship just leads to money, but relationships leads to opportunity, which can lead to money. And you create those opportunities through the relationships that you build, right? And then just standing out, and most importantly, have a dope product. Be dope. If you're an actor, everything you in is dope. Everything you put out or portray is dope. Being on social media, when you see how people put themselves out as social media influencers, or people that put their the stories out, or they, it's like, it's so many different things that you can do, right? So whatever it is that you do, maximize it to the fullest, right? If you have multiple talents, you can maximize them all. I find it hard to put 100% effort into multiple things. So with myself, I understand with my modeling, my acting, it goes tremendous with what I try to do, right? Of course, I am my own manager, or I have a team, I have a manager, I have an agent, I have all those things, but I'm the number one in my life. So I have to treat it as such. And in those trials and errors, I failed. I've thrown events that nobody has came to. I've never booked a whole bunch of stuff, right? I have a career that extends to 14 years. 10 of it is acting, 14 years of modeling. I really didn't start getting paid till about my 8th year, maybe. So the persistence and the consistency that you have to have, and the fortitude that you have to have in this game, you have to be in it for the long haul. A lot of times people want instant gratification, and it just doesn't work that way. For some, maybe. I'll never say that anything won't happen, but I will say is the list is very short. So most of us out here, we have to develop, we have to work. I posted something today, is you have to do the work. You have to go to the classes. You have to go read the books. You have to enlighten yourself in what it is that you're trying to do, because jumping in thinking, oh, I know it, you don't know it. And there's so much more to learn. Even me, I don't care how long I've been doing it, I'm still learning. And the goal is to always remain a student in what you're doing. So the biggest gem, even when it comes to the boss talk, that I can say is remain a student, execute to the highest level. And one more thing is establish a plan. Have a plan. Have a plan of attack. What it is that you want to do, write them down. It's very important to write your goals or your visions down, so that you can see them, and then you can create an attack on how to get them. And it's one step in front of the other. You never get to the end goal when you start, but you have to start to get to the end goal. So those are a couple of gems off the top. Of course, we're going to continue to talk, but those are a couple of ones I wanted to make sure we got off before we have a glitch or something.
I definitely understand. Well, that's definitely a lot, and it's definitely all of those points are valid, and all of those points are important, because you never know who you're talking to.
Never.
You never know what can come from a relationship that you're building, different things
Absolutely.
like that. So touch on the fact of, I know you say you have a team. How was it getting those people within your team and actually building that team?
Man, it's so crazy. A few of us have worked together. We actually rekindled in our working relationship. So years ago, I used to manage an artist. I won't name him. No free pub. He had the talent. He did not have the work ethic. But with the team that we had, it was an investor. It was a couple other supporters that was around helping move like the muscle. And man, we had it locked up, and we could have did some great things. But when the person that everybody is behind to push doesn't want it, it's never going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So things happen in those years, and then over the last couple of months, we've been back talking, and now I'm the front person. See, I know how I work though. So when we go into Atlanta, we walking into these rooms, we introducing ourselves. We leave. One thing that I do is I lead with love. I don't lead with ego. There's no ego, right? I know when to have ego and when to talk and pipe up when I need to. But when you're in these marketing events or these networking events, you're there to meet people. You're not there to be standoffish. You're not there to be a showboaty or whatever. You're there to meet people. So with us, we have our cameraman. We have our my friend Devin that is He does bartending, he dances, he does recording artists. So he does a multiple of things. And so I was just trying to show them just how to navigate in the rooms. Every interview that we did, we recorded everywhere we went. Justin, he brought the cameraman, he brought the camera, and we were just recording things, ended up making a vlog out of it. I didn't even think about that until we was in the moment, right? But in the event that you in Atlanta or wherever you are, go turn up, go meet people, go be out there and do the work. You know what I'm saying? That's very important, because now, even with speaking to you, and someone tagged my name, somebody tagged your name when I was asking about podcasts. And those little things, those connections just lead to bigger and better opportunities that sometimes you just never know was there, right? But it's because you led with love, you wasn't egocentric.
Got to make sure that no matter what you're doing, that you're leading with love, that you're putting your ego aside, because a lot of times whenever we're doing things, then we can get so wrapped up in our ego, right? We can get so wrapped up in the fact of, oh, you must not know who I am because we've done so much work and this and that and the third. But it's like, no, at the end of the day, you still have to humble yourself and still introduce yourself to people, still be willing to do the networking, still be willing to go out there and have those conversations with people, meet a new person. Grant Cardone says to post about your business, post about your brand, post about yourself like nobody has ever seen it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, and he still goes by that. And y'all see how Grant Cardone is. If you don't know who Grant Cardone is, you can definitely go tap it in Google, because he is the man of 10X, all of that. His wife, Elena Cardone, they do a lot of great things. So it's like, you, even whenever you get to a place where you're big and you're huge and you're amazing and you got all of these things going, then you still have to put your ego aside to be able to communicate with people. We're people. We're reasonable people, I would like to think. We're reasonable people for the most part. But as far as the industry, you got to be willing to introduce yourself, continuously introduce yourself, because you never know who the person that you're introducing yourself to, they could have connections with this person that you might have been wanting to get on their project, or this person that you might have wanted to be able to get in their casting call, or this person that you might have been you've been wanting to write a book with or have a conversation with or something like that. You never know the rooms that your name can be spoken in just from the people that you're communicating with. You got to communicate with people. You got to be willing to have those conversations with people. You got to be willing to put your ego to the side and trust the fact that your brand is amazing. That comes with self-confidence also. That also comes a lot with self-confidence, because if you're not confident in yourself, you're not confident in your abilities, then oftentimes we do tend to be in places and like we might not say anything. Like, I can say, speaking from experience, that in certain areas that it has been like, whenever I went into a room, then it's like a new place. And I'm talking about like completely new place. I felt like I was cooking line and what's that place she was in, that daggone ball that she had went to, and they was talking about her like, oh, you ghetto, this, that, and third. I felt just like that in there, and I was like, oh man. So, but that also taught me that you got to put yourself in positions where you push yourself outside of your comfort zone, so that way you can become comfortable in those situations, in those places, in whatever rooms that you're in, so that way you are more comfortable in those areas. So have you ever been in a position where you felt like you bit off more than you could chew, or you were uncomfortable in a situation?
Absolutely. Anytime I used to throw events and I would have like these large expectations, or we put up different stuff and they would fail, like fail. I lost so much money trying to throw events. That's why I stopped doing them. But it was like, it was for the greater good, right? So like when you're a part of a team and you understand playing your position, I play sports, and just it's so imperative that everybody is a master of what they do. When you have a team and you go hard in what you are doing, it's in your best interest to go as hard as you can in that area that you are. The videographer is videographing to the max. As the talent, my talent, and I'm networking and moving the room to the max. the manager or the other manager is managing out his butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a cohesive unit, and that's where success comes from. And understanding, and I know Will Smith was speaking on this, like, your team is imperative. Your team's gonna change. Things happen. You know what I mean? You evolve, things go from there. But the biggest thing is always remember that no man has ever been successful by themselves. It's taking a team. A lot of these people that we see the main owner, who the main owner is, but there's full groups that's putting their money together to invest in things, hedge funds that's investing in things. It's money, people putting their money together. People are successful because of other people. Nobody has just became successful by themselves. It takes those opportunities, and it takes thinking outside the box to be successful. And as in whatever field, right? This is not just as an actor, as a talent. I'm not just speaking from that perspective. I'm speaking from everyday individuals that's looking to achieve something in whatever field they are in, right? These are called principles. So the principles are the principles. The only thing that changes is the career, right? So understand the principles of the value of having a team, the value of understanding your end game, whatever your end game is, and writing that down. Understanding everybody has to be moved on one accord, even though they're different parts. But it's just like the body. The arms do something, the head does something, the feet does something, the legs does something. Every part does something different, but it all is a part of one movement, right? So just staying firm in that, and that's the main gem that I definitely want you to get. Create a great team. For myself, I have an agent. I'm signed to an agency. I'm signed to 2 agencies. I have a manager that does help get other jobs and bookings and stuff. PR helps with PR, so on and so forth. You know, when you build your team up from that level, and then you also I have another team that I do with my events, or when it comes to promoting me on the independent level. So it's just so many different things that you can attack it in, right? Right now we're at a low scale, but one day we'll be at a big scale. It's just about where you at, and then maximizing your fullest potential in the space that you're at.
Right. So whenever it comes to that, like, whenever you say smaller, like y'all small right now, but y'all gonna be big, like, that's definitely true, because everything that is now big, that's something that we have to consistently remind ourselves. Everything that is now big was once small. Coca-Cola
Absolutely.
didn't become Coca-Cola overnight.
It
Pepsi didn't
didn't.
become Pepsi overnight. It
It
took a
didn't.
journey. It took a journey. So what is one of the most imperative lessons that you've learned on your journey? Like, what's something that you really had to overcome that really taught you something?
Fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the process. So for the longest, I always said, "Oh, before I'm 21, I'm gonna do this. Before I'm 25, I'm gonna do this. Before I'm 30, before so on and so forth." And then you just look up and it's like, "Damn, I'm not where I thought I would be," and I feel like I'm working hard. But sometimes, even in those times, I might have been working hard, but I might not have been working smart. Those lessons that you learn along the way, those L's or those situations that didn't turn out how you wanted them to, you have to learn from those. And you have to accept them. A lot of times we lie to ourselves. We lie to ourselves, we lie about our situation. We try to put up a front for people and stuff. But when you start being authentic and understanding where you are, there's no better place than where you are right now, because you know you can get better. And in understanding that I have to fall in love with my process. I say the process, but I have to fall in love with my process, because my process is not the same as Moett's process. It's not the same as this person's process. So everybody's process is different, but what makes yours special is that it's yours. So always fall in love with your process. Learn to just continuously grow every day. I don't care what it is that you do. Read a book, even if you don't read the whole book. Read a page. Meet new people, network, get outside of your comfort zone. If you are you like to stay in the house or whatever, get out, go meet people. It's hard to establish relationships in the house. It just really is. On social media, they're not real. So you have to get out to establish the thing that you want to do, to touch the people, as they say, and grow whatever it is that you're trying to grow. As a podcaster yourself, you are I'm getting people to bring on. I'm getting people to bring on. And now you're establishing those different connections. You got a ton of people from my city alone that's getting ready. That's in the cooker right now. You know what I'm saying? I love that. I love the fact that we can cross promote, cross brand, introducing people to other people. See, a thing I say a lot is our gifts are not just for ourselves. Our gifts open up for everyone else, because a lot of times we think that this is mine and it's just for me, but your gifts can lead to multiple jobs for multiple people, right? And you just never know. But it's just because you're talented in what you do. It doesn't have to just be acting, it could be anything. But your gifts will make room for you and others. And I think people, when you realize that you have to fall in love with your process and that your gifts will make room for you and for others, that's where you'll start seeing things turn. That's when you'll start seeing more wins. That's where you start seeing more um, support and love. And I'm not gonna lie, like, it took a long time to get here. I went through a little depression phase when I was like around 26, 27, and I had to find me again. And once I was able to do that, I'm sorry. Once I was able to do that, I made a plan and I stuck to my plan.
That's real. Like, you got to make sure that whatever it is that you want to do, that you're committing to the process, you're trusting your journey. Because all of us, like, I started recording my rants because I'm turning my rants into speeches, which it'll be more coming out later. But I said that to say the fact that a lot of times, like he spoke on earlier, we want that instant gratification. We live in a microwave generation where we feel like, oh, we just need to put this gift and this talent in the microwave, put it on 1 to 2 minutes, and bam, we're going to have the life that we want and the things that we want. And it doesn't work that way. You got to put in the work. You have to trust the process, and you have to be real with yourself where you are in the process, because we live in a world where everybody is just like having everything for fluff online. Like, oh, well, I got all of this going on. And it's like, nah, at the end of the day, whenever it comes down to you and what you have going on, you have to be real with yourself. Be real with where you are in your journey. So that way you can know,
Absolutely.
okay, I'm here and I need to go here. What do I need to do to get there? So piggybacking off of that, I know I was introduced to you through a post that you created.
Mm-hmm.
So what brought you to the point, like, of creating that post? What brought you to the point of creating that post to being like, all right, I'm going on all interviews, let's do this?
So what's so crazy, this year alone, I've been filming from February all up until June. So I was filming on projects. I filmed maybe 5, 6 projects, and then I'm actually on set on Friday. And what happened was, it was just like, the project was cool. Most of them were independent. I was like, you know what? I just want to take a break. I just want to just take a break. I got these movies that I can start promoting because they're going to start dropping towards the end of the year. So I'm going to just wait it out. And I was like, you know what? In the process, why don't I do podcasts? Why don't I get on online radio and do podcasts? Because I think the best thing that you can do is show people who you are. Nobody knows me, and I'm okay with that. Like some people know me, don't get me wrong, but I know where I strive to be. So the biggest thing that I could do was exposure. What's the best way to exposure? Oh, get on podcasts. I know how people are. Oh, they gotta have this reach. Nah. Every podcast has their audience, and it's not about the size of the audience. It's about understanding the quality of the content. I know myself. I have something to say. I ain't out here grilled up talking about, yeah, bro, you got to stick down to it from the grind, da-da-da. No hate on that or nothing. But we need interviews with substance. We need interviews with people that have real life issues that don't sugarcoat it, right? Because at the end of the day, yes, I'm a talented individual when it comes to my acting, but I'm so much more than an actor. And so these podcasts and online radio stations open people up to that, because a lot of times they'll just see you on the screen and they believe these characters are who you are. These characters are just who I portray because they're writing on the page. But myself, I have so much more substance, and I feel like I always have something to say. I want somebody to leave inspired. I want somebody to feel fulfilled. I want somebody to feel that they learn something when they have a conversation with me. I want somebody to be surprised. Not the sense that I am this way, but by the sense that, oh man, I didn't know I would get this. I didn't know I would get these gems or these things, right? So when I did that post, I was pretty much rapping on my last film, and I was like, you know what? Why not get on these podcasts? And just start meeting people, because you just never know. I've been on podcasts all the way in Atlanta, out here in Dallas. I'm talking to a lady that was in Alabama. Somebody was in Las Vegas. And you just continuously get to meet people. And the conversations have just been so genuine. And I've really been having fun, because not only have I been able to introduce myself to new people, but I like to talk. I'm a talker. I'm just being honest. So when I'm able to talk, and I'm really to have deep level conversations, I just feel like it's just so much more, because we are all bred for a purpose, and sometimes the purpose is not just the talent, but it's about gravitating people in so they can learn something from you, so that they can go achieve the things that they're supposed to do. So I just feel like that's just where I'm at right now. I feel like I'm pretty much walking in my calling, and I'm stepping into that space of where he's a star. And so now it's my duty to, with great power comes great responsibility, and it's my duty to spread that information that everyone needs. And I know I need to get the walk on too. So we're gonna be on the road a little bit, because I actually have a meeting coming up for my premiere. I actually promoted about it before, but the premiere will actually be September 23rd in Dallas, Texas. So if your calendar is free, we're gonna make sure we can set you up, get some good and going. We actually just procured our liquor sponsor that is coming on, so they said yes. So now we just gotta set up a couple of different things, but for the most part, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm coming up with everything, so I'm pretty much the head of everything, and I'm excited because this is the opportunity that I've really been waiting on.
That's amazing. That is awesome. So I know you have to go and everything, so that way you can not be late to your next venue and everything. Let the people
Absolutely.
know one more time exactly who you are, what you do, where they can follow you at, where they can find your work, and all of that good stuff.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tyrone Betters. Again, I'm an actor based out of Dallas, Texas. You can find me at Tyrone Betters. If you go to the link in my bios, my link tree is connected to everything about me. I have my IMDb. I have the movies that I'm in. I also have like 6 projects getting ready to drop, 5 of them in the fourth quarter. Just follow me and stay tuned. You're only going to see greater and greater things from me. But it's not just me, it's my team. We have some more gems. I have some gems I've been dropping down from a podcast that I've done, and people are liking them. So we're going to continue to drop them. We're actually going to drop the vlog from the Atlanta trip soon. So y'all stay prepared. Y'all stay locked in. And yeah, we definitely going to do another interview when everything is clear, so that we can really get to the nitty gritty, because I know the technology
It's all good.
not on our side.
One monkey don't stop no show. It's all good.
Does not, but hopefully people get some great gems from today, but we're definitely going to do it again.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming through, and you have an amazing event, amazing meeting, and all of that good stuff. Okay.
You as well. I promise we're gonna do it again.
All right. We ended up on Instagram because we had technical difficulties on my other platforms. So normally, Boss Talk is streamed through Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all of that good stuff. But what I got to do, I got to go back and remove the posts, different things like that, do some editing. This will be up. The replay will be up on YouTube in the next 24 hours. Definitely, I'm going to get ready to hop up off of here, because I have book club coming up at 9 o'clock on the Wisdom app. If you're not following me over there, if you're not a part of my book club, definitely click the link in my bio. Join my book club. You get access to over 100 plus personal development books. I'm all about personal development. I'm all about elevating your mindset. I'm all about making the shifts that you need to make within your life to get to where you need to be. Normally, definitely add me on Facebook. If you don't have me on Facebook or whatever, click the links in my bio. Everything is there. tap in with me. Things are continuously evolving. Things are continuously getting better. And shout out to Tyrone for everything that he's doing, exactly how he's transforming things and he's really pursuing things. That just goes to show you that we overcame a lot of adversity tonight to still be able to go live, to still be able to present the way that we wanted to present, to still be able to have a conversation to bring value for you guys. So that was a big thing that was for us. And I thank you guys. I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank each and every one of you guys that have been with me from the journey, from the beginning. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys that are now tapping in and that are now here. But that's all I got for you guys. Remember that life is too short to be anything but motivated. Now get out there and turn your dreams into a vision and make that your reality. All right? I love you guys. Peace.